Definitely really well. I thought Houston and Denver didn't get much. Houston just left a big wide open hole at the point now.
The point.
Their point guard was the weakness on their team. Jamal Murray isn't up to where he was supposed to be, and he's injured.
Are you talking about Denver?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the Rockets.
No.
My bad.
I said Houston and Denver, but Houston and Denver really didn't get much out of this trade.
No,
Denver, and now they're going to put Shabazz Napier, who is actually having a somewhat good season, but I think it's just because it's Portland.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think this is the biggest NBA trade that we've seen in our lifetime.
At least for a while.
Yeah, for a very long time, and it was like 12 plus players, and then like 5 first round draft picks, something like 4 or 5.
Yeah, between first and seconds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be excited to see all these players on their new team.
It's going to be pretty different, and see how the chemistry works also with these new players, because some teams are sitting pseudo where they are because they don't want to screw up their chemistry.
Yeah, that's why I don't think the Bucks will trade any of their big time players anytime soon, because
I think if someone gets traded, it's going to be Bledsoe. If they had to trade one starter, it'd be him.
I wouldn't want to see Bledsoe go. I'd rather them trade Chris Middleton, who has played very well lately. Mm-hmm. I've said this numerous times. I can't get past the amount that the Bucks gave Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
He got one All-Star season, which I guess he's gotten another one this season.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Even though Beal should have been in there, but
yeah, I don't think Chris Middleton should have made it in, because he'll have a game where he gets 5 points.
Yeah.
And then he'll go off another game, but he's just not consistent. Obviously, it's hard for him to compete with a player like Giannis.
Yeah.
But
he's not. He hasn't been that bad of being that second scorer throughout his whole entire season. But this year, it's the worst.
Whole entire career, you mean?
Yeah, his career.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Giannis for blocking Zion's dunk.
Right. Speaking of that, Zion Williamson, in his first 6 games in the NBA, he was shooting 42 of 61. In those 6 games, the Bucks held him to 5 of 14 shooting. Mm-hmm. The worst shooting performance he has had since high school.
Yeah. It was definitely going to be a fun matchup to watch, though, in that one there, because I figured Giannis would be on him.
Mm.
But I was seeing if Zion could actually use his muscle and his build to actually bully Giannis, but he never really did that.
Even then, I think Giannis could overpower Zion.
Yeah. It was basically length versus weight right there,
It's been bothering me since yesterday when I realized this, that Zion Williamson's making $9 million a year, and he's younger than I am.
Yep.
It's come on.
Equal pay communism.
Yes, I should be making $9 million a year. I'd be alright with just $1 million a year. Maybe even $500,000.
That's a good.
I'd take $500,000 a year.
I'll take a penny.
By the way, not Wesley Matthews. What am I talking about? Sterling Brown has averaged just under 15 minutes a game and under 5 points a game this season.
Yeah. So his stats aren't there, but
no.
He's a 3-point shooter, so
yeah, I think he'll have value.
Yeah, he has value to him, but nothing like the Bucks are going to get a perennial star.
No, oh no,
or at least at best an old good player.
Maybe
I know he got traded, but a Nene kind of thing where he's old but he's good, kind of thing.
Yeah. Obviously, the Bucks probably would have thrown in a draft pick to get Robert Covington.
Yeah. Well, Minnesota supposedly wanted 2 first-rounders for him.
Really?
Yeah. But
and, He's a good player. I don't think he's that good. But heck of a trade for all teams included in it. We'll go with the next topic. Greg Olsen was officially released by the Panthers shortly after the Super Bowl. He has met with the Redskins like we thought he would. Mm-hmm. He has met with Seattle. And what was the other team that he's met with?
I only heard those 2 reports.
He met with a third team. Came out and said that he was hoping the Bears would call him. He said that he is open to returning to Chicago, where he was drafted and where he played out his rookie contract. There's a small chance the Bears could sign him because he's older. Obviously, the Bears are going to want a younger tight end. He's met with the Bills, too. That's the other team.
Okay.
It was Seahawks, Bills, Redskins. I'd love to see him back with the Bears. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. I think the Bears... I guess it would make sense for him to go back to the Bears because he's a veteran player. He's not going to ask for as much.
Trey Burton didn't pan out like...
Yeah, he might be gone.
He might be gone, and you guys still have Shaheen. I think it's best that you guys look in a draft, pick up another backup tight end, or possibly someone that could... Maybe like an Albert O if you really want to go for it, a first-round tight end probably, but... It's just one of those that's just got to be like, Olsen would be a good fit. But at the same time that Bears could, they have Braun Shacker or whatever his name was.
Broniker?
Yeah, him. Braun Shacker, Broniker, same person. And then Shaheen and then Trey Burton. So, I mean, they could use a person like Olsen in that lineup.
Maybe, I love Adam Shaheen. He's a 6'6", 6'7", huge target. He's kind of like a Jimmy Graham, but not washed. He obviously has struggled with injuries his entire career. I think if he could stay healthy, he'd be a top 15 tight end in the league.
Yeah, I would say at the very least, he'd be one of the best backup tight ends in the league. You know, one of those things that's just like 15, 20 range, you know. He's not a really good blocker.
When who? You're talking about
Shaheen. Oh. He's not a really good blocker, but for a receiving tight end, he's pretty good at it.
He's a very good red zone threat.
Yeah.
Because you can just throw it up to him, and with that 6'7" frame, not many people are going to get over him.
No.
I could see the Bears honestly trading or releasing Trey Burton, going after Eric Ebron, a little bit of a younger.
Well, Ebron's going to be more expensive, though, yes. I think.
Or they could sign Olsen and draft a tight end.
That's what I'm saying is if they sign Olsen, they draft a young tight end.
Yep.
And then they take him. I just think Ebron's too expensive, and you got a nice tight end that can basically do the same thing as Ebron. Except he's old.
To be honest, I think Trey Burton was good in his first season with the Bears. But this past season, he was injured the entire season. And obviously he's not going to put up good numbers when he's sitting on the bench, injured. And I think a lot of the blame goes on to Burton that the rest of the tight ends didn't succeed. When it's not really his fault. It's obviously the tight ends coach and play calling.
Yeah. I just think that, although I don't think the Bears should go out and go right to Olsen, but they could offer him a cheap contract.
Mm-hmm. I think
they still need O-line help in pass rushing.
Honestly, I think Greg Olsen would take a cheap contract.
Yeah. I don't see why not. If he's hoping to be with the Bears, then he could probably get a nice small contract out of them. But I just feel like the Bears shouldn't focus on him.
Yeah.
Yes, Olsen gets injured sometimes, but...
I mean, everyone does.
But he's reliable. He can catch the ball. He can still run somewhat.
Yeah, he's 34, isn't he? Correct? Yeah.
He's got age, but he can still run for that age.
But also with that age, he's got experience and veteran leadership and mentorship. So if they sign Greg Olsen, I will put money on it that they also draft a tight end.
Yeah.
For him to mentor.
At the same time, I think Shaheen will get the short end of that stick because I feel like they can't trade Burton. Maybe it's going to be hard, especially with that amount of money.
I think that he signed a 4-year contract, so he's got 2 more years.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dead money. I remember because he signed a lot of guaranteed money. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things that's just like I think Shaheen's going to get the short end of the stick if Burton isn't traded.
Yeah, I think Shaheen deserves more of an opportunity than Trey Burton.
Yeah.
Because
although the Bears might just take their losses on Burton and say, hey, we'll take a 6th-rounder for him or whatever, Kind
of like they did with Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Took a conditional 5th, I think, or 4th for him. When obviously he's worth more than that. But the Bears were going to use him like he should get used in the Matt Nagy offense.
Thinking of tight end help, the only one I can really think of that needs a tight end will be the Redskins or the Patriots. Off the top of my head. Maybe the Titans, but I heard Delaney Walker's coming back, so no point in that.
He'll never retire. So Delaney Walker's old, too.
Colts might need one, but I just don't see any team like those that are actually going to be desperate enough to trade for a top tier for at least some kind of money back or play good enough pick.
I think. Are you talking about Trey Burton getting traded?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Redskins, obviously they have tight ends. Jordan Reed. Who was their backup?
They have...
Obviously it's not...
Sprinkle.
Yeah, Jeremy Sprinkle.
Yeah.
The man out of Arkansas. He hasn't... How well did he do this season?
He was all right. Nothing... Jeremy Sprinkle ain't nothing fantastic in his stats. He makes catches, but...
Yeah, he was good in college. That's the story of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Good in college, get to the NFL, and...
He's just like... He's a normal third tight end, backup tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's not something special. And he's kind of old now. He's at like 27 or 28, so...
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he just got drafted a couple
He was drafted old. He was redshirted and stuff like that.
I think if the Bears do contact Greg Olsen, it'll be between the Bears and the Redskins. If the Bears do not contact him, I think he is for sure going to the Redskins because he wants to play under Ron Rivera.
Familiar with the system, so...
Yep, and that is the only coach he has played under his entire career.
That's all that I have.
Yeah, that's all I really have. You want to say your next topic?
Bucks set franchise record with 88 points in the first half, including in that game was Middleton's 51 points.
Yep, against the Wizards.
Yep.
I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. The Bucks,
88 points though in the first half is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's impressive. That's averaging obviously 44 points a quarter, and even that's good numbers. 44 points in a quarter.
Because typically you see teams at 25 or 30, basically at half that.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can see, this was one of Daniel's topics.
Yeah, that was one of Dan's topics.
But it was definitely a good game by Chris Middleton's, though, 51 points, and then he had like 10 boards, I believe, or 6 assists, something like that. Mm-hmm. So
it was a very well-rounded game for Chris Middleton, and they did that without Giannis.
Exactly.
You can add another 20 points to that if Giannis was... Nah.
That would have been 30.
Put up 100 points in the first half. That'd be insane.
And that would have been... Did Beal play that game?
Oh, yeah. Beal put up 50 points. Ish.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Beal and Chris Middleton were going back and forth. They were trading shots. I don't know exactly how much he put up. I can pull it up very quick. But... Yeah,
so that's how Middleton got in the